Hi crafters, my name is Diane Wilcox and today I'm going to show you how I made this St. Patrick's Day card using the Creek Bank Creations Spiral Pop-Up die. I'll show you a couple other cards that I've done with the Spiral Pop-Up. I did a fall one. I did a Get Well Soon with butterflies. And I have butterflies on the inside. I did Ascending Blessings with the crosses on the inside. And I did a Valentine's that opens sideways with the hearts. But the one we're going to do today is going to be the St. Patrick's Day one. And again, this is the card for today. So the first thing we're going to do is get a piece of paper that's 8.5 by 5.5, fold it in half, and this is going to be the base of our card. For my first layer on my base, what I used was a green piece of paper, and I used the postage edge die set from Creek Bank Creations. And I just want to show you this real quick because I absolutely love this set. It comes with lots of dies. And again, that's the postal edge die set from Creek Bank Creations. For my next layer, I used the Luck of the Irish 6x6 paper pad from Creek Bank. And I cut out with the stitched rectangular dies, I cut out the next layer. Now I will layer these on the front of our card. So I've already put tape on the back of it. I'm going to line it up. And then I'm going to take the paper that I had from the Luck of the Irish, and I'm going to line that up on top of that layer. Okay, and then next I'm going to put on my sentiment. The sentiments I used in my sample came from the set called You Are a Godsend from Creek Bank Creations. It was You Are a Godsend, and this set also comes with the matching dies. So I have pre-stamped my saying, so I'm going to stick my saying on the bottom of Me Knowing You, and I'm going to stick my Lucky to the top of it. And then I have just a couple of shamrocks that I'm going to stick for decorations on the outside. And the shamrocks came from the set called Mini Shamrock Dies from Creek Bank. And they cut them all at once. So when you cut out one time, you get all these little shamrocks that come out. I really like this set. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you how I did this on a different colored piece of paper because it's easier to see. I started out with a 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of paper. I put it in my Vagabond or your Big Kick along with the die that comes in the set, which is the Spiral Pop-Up die set. And inside it you will get one of these circles, and you will get this little bar looking thing. And what we do is we take this little bar that has a slit that's going to cut in my paper. You line it up right along the edge of the 5 1/4 inch side. And then you lay it down like this, and then you send it right through your Big Kick. When it comes out, it will make a slit in your paper, which is my black line. So that has a slit in the paper now where that black line is. So our next step is going to be to cut out our acetate spiral circle. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of acetate and we are going to cut out the spiral circle. When we get done, it's going to look like this. It's going to be hard for you to see it in a video, but this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And because it's clear, what I did for demo purposes is I actually cut it out on a gray piece of paper, and then I put some writing on it for you. So one of the things we want to be sure is that before we start is you get the circle swirl going in the right direction. So what I did was, if you put your finger on the swirl and follow the swirl around to the center, if your finger is going counterclockwise, it's what I call the front piece of the acetate. So make sure that your finger is going in a counterclockwise direction. Also, this little slit will start going to the left. The next thing I did was I made a dark piece of paper so that we could be able to see it clearly. And what I'm going to do is I pull up the beginning part of my swirl, and then underneath you're going to see there's one ring left. This ring is going to go in the back of our card, and the remainder of it is going to go in the front. So what I do is I either put my finger or my thumb in it, and I hold it like this. And then I'm able to stick this down over my card, and I just lay it there at first. So you can see the large circle is in the back, and your swirls are in the front now. So then what I do is I just slide it down my card till I get to my slit. It falls into the slit, and then once it's in the slit, I try to push it one way and the other until it gets lined up in the center of my card. Once I have it lined up in the center of my card, then I take and I turn my card over and I check to see if it looks like the circle in the back is pretty much centered also. If it looks like it's pretty much centered also, I know I'm probably in the right position. So I'm going to turn it back over, and yes, I feel like it's in the center of my card. So this is how I line mine up. Your spiral should be coming out of the left-hand side of your slit also. That's another way to check it. I'm going to turn it over once I have it in place, and I'm actually going to use a piece of Scotch tape and just tape this on the back because I don't want it to move. I want it to stay right there. So I'm going to tape it on the back of my project. Okay, so now you'll be able to see it done again one more time. I use the Luck of the Irish paper pad for my inside design. I've already cut it with our die that I showed you to lay on the edge of the paper and cut. And I have my piece of acetate here, which you're not going to be able to see very good. I'm going to check to make sure that my swirl is going in a counterclockwise direction, which it is. I'm going to stick my finger underneath it so I can lift it up. I'm going to put that circle on the back side of my card, the large circle. I'm going to slide it down into my slit. I'm going to make sure that I have it measured approximately in the middle of my card. And I think it is. I'm going to take and tape that on the back side so it doesn't move on me. So next I'm going to put this layer on the inside of my card now. So I'm going to put this on the inside of my card and secure it. So now that I have my spiral attached to my base, I'm going to show you how we attach it to the top of the card. What I do is I take a glue dot, and I'm going to show you on this one, right here in the solid part of the center, where I've got the word counterclockwise, I'm going to put a glue dot on my piece of acetate. Again, you're not going to be able to see it very well, but I'm pulling it up and I'm going to put a glue dot right in the center. Okay, now that I have my glue dot in there, I'm going to simply just close my lid and press down hard. And now when I open up my card, The spiral is going to go with me. I know it's hard for you to see, but maybe we can capture a little bit of it. So now the spiral is going from the top to the bottom of the card. So basically this would be the top, this is the bottom, so the spiral is moving like this in our card. For an embellishment on the inside of the card, I took the piece of paper out of the Luck of the Irish paper pad that had the pot of gold on it and that had the hat on it, and there's one that has a rainbow on it. And now what I did was I actually just fussy cut out the picture. So I took the pot and I just fussy cut around it, and then I added just a couple of these little shake and rattle gold rush that Creekbank Creation sells. I added a couple of those in my pot on top of the other ones. You wouldn't have to do that. And then I took and I cut out the rainbow, and I just added the rainbow in behind it. And then for the hat, I cut out the hat and I just fussy cut around it, and that's what I'm going to use at the top of it. So for the inside now, I'm going to open it up underneath where it's hard to hold this card open. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on my pot of gold, and I'm going to take my pot of gold and I'm going to lay it approximately in the middle of my page. Okay, and then I'm going to take my hat and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that. And I'm going to take my hat and I'm going to put it up at the top, over top of the little solid piece in the center, and that kind of hides my glue dot also. You could just put a shamrock there, but I'm choosing to do this for today. Now from the mini shamrock set, I cut out some shamrocks on some glitter paper, and I'm just going to, I put them on my glue dot strip already to save us time. And then I'm just going to take my shamrocks and I'm just going to place them around on my acetate spiral. And you can put them anywhere you want. I like to cover the front and the back of mine, because this way when I open up the card, no matter how I look at it, I would see that there was, that they would all be covered. I will show you in 1 second how I did that. I'm just trying to do this quickly so I don't take up a lot of time here. One more for right now and we'll be good. Okay, now there's our shamrocks on it. Okay, so when we close it and when we open it, you can see the shamrocks come up. Now, because if you look at the back side, you can see the white that's coming through from the back of the glitter paper. What I chose to do was I chose to take and just make another one, and I'll just show you on one so we don't take a lot of time for the video. But I just make another one and I put it on the back, pinch it together, and now you will have, so it'll show on both sides. So you can do them back to back on that so that it's easier to be able to not see the white on the back of the paper. So now we have completed our St. Patrick's Day card. And there's our spiral. And I will show you again a couple of the samples that I did, just so that you can see how many different things that you can do with this die set. This is my fall with some pumpkins. I did a get well with the butterflies. Sending blessings. with the crosses, and I love you with the hearts going sideways. You can also use it in our slim cards and do like a double one. So there's one on the top and one on the bottom of your card. So it'd be one coming out here and one coming out here. That's kind of cool looking too. And back to the one that we did for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day.